Hi, in this video, I'm going to show you a quick demo of a legal AI assistant. I built this using the recently released OpenAI's Assistant APIs, and this is what the assistant is supposed to do. So the first thing is whenever you receive an email with a contract, the assistant is supposed to find that email and read through the contract. In the next step, supposed to find the key clauses that require your attention, and for each clause, it's also supposed to tell you why it requires your attention. In the third step, if there is a liability clause and the liability is uncapped, the assistant is supposed to automatically send an email to the approver saying that this contract requires your approval. So for this demo, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to initiate an email with a contract attachment, check if the email was received, and in the last step, I'm going to wait for the AI assistant to send an email to the approver with a review of the contract. So let's start with the first step. I'm going to send out this email. So I sent it out. This is the email which was received with the contract. This is at 1:35 p.m. as you can see. And now we'll just go to the approver's inbox. And this is what the approver receives from the legal AI assistant. As you can see, this is also at 1:35 p.m. It says AI contract review for this particular contract. These are the key clauses, and it also tells us that liability is uncapped and it requires approval. Hi, in this video, I'm going to show you how you can automate the process of collecting approvals for your contracts. So the first thing is you have to log into your Zapier account and start creating a Zap. The first app that we're going to add is Gmail. What we're going to do is we are going to look for certain emails which match the search criteria. So that is the event that I've selected. You need to then authenticate your account and select a trigger. The trigger that I am selecting is a search string. So I'm telling it to look for certain emails in my inbox which have an attachment and then have this keyword which is contract. You can use a different keyword. Let's say you only want to collect approvals for your service agreement, then you can choose to have that keyword or keyword stated to your service agreement present over here. Once you've found an email with an attachment, then the next step is to upload it to ChatGPT. So that is the app that you have to add in step 2. The event that you have to select is upload file. So once it has found that attachment, which is a contract, it will upload it to ChatGPT so that it can have access and then it can read through the contract, which we are going to use in the third step. So again, authenticate your account, and the action is uploading this particular attachment for the purposes of assistance. Once you have done that, to do that, you have to click here and select from these fields. The field that you have to select is attachment. Once you've done that, the third step is starting a conversation with an AI assistant. This is an important step because that's where we are going to send a prompt to our AI assistant. So you would have already created an AI assistant in your OpenAI account by logging in with the API option. And this is the prompt that I'm sending it. So I'm telling it that your task is to summarize the key clauses in the contract, format the key clauses, check whether the liability of this organization is capped or uncapped. So this is my approval trigger. This is a specific key detail that I'm looking for. You can have different approval triggers based on your own requirements present over here. So it could be if discount is more than 20%, it could be a certain pricing related criteria. You can change the prompt according to your own needs. What I am telling it is essentially look for uncapped liability. And if it is uncapped, then you have to output this phrase which says liability uncapped requires approval. I'm going to select the AI assistant that I had created, which is this particular one. I've selected a model. You don't need to select a model. You would have already added it at the time of creating an AI assistant. So you can leave this blank as well. And this is important. I need to give it retrieval access. That's how it will read through the contract and then pull out information as well as generate its output. The second step where we had uploaded the file, that is the exact file we're going to reference over here. So click on this particular field and choose the custom option. And then in the second step, if you click here, you will get an option to select ID. So that's how it gets access and reads through the right contract. Now, once it has done all of this, we need to figure out by adding a filter step. I've added a filter step which is present inside Zapier. I've added it saying that if the response, so you can click here and in conversation with assistant in ChatGPT, you can select this full response. I'm saying if the text in full response contains this phrase, liability uncapped requires approval, is when we have to now move to the next step and the final step. The final step is if all of these conditions were met, we need to send an email to the approver. So this is the event that I've selected. Send an email. Again, authenticate your account. And then I'm sending an email to this. This is the approver's ID. I can select my ID over here. And the subject is this is an AI contract review for this particular file name. So again, you can select that file name, which is the name of the contract, and the body will have the entire response by the AI assistant. That's what I'm selecting over here. You can again do that by clicking and selecting it from your conversation with assistant in ChatGPT. This is how you can automate your own approval process. You can make it much more complex. You can add more filters depending on different contract types, different criterias. And once you do that, you can publish and your automated approvals should start working.